Hello, one and all. This is Dr. Ganesham Chauhan. Welcome back again in the session of Social and Preventive Pharmacy. So, in this today's session, students, we will discuss about the topic poverty and health. In last lecture, we have discussed regarding the effect of the globalization and the effect of the urbanization and its effects on health and our DCS. So today we will discuss regarding the poverty. So how poverty affects on our health and how the poverty has been increasing in all over the world, and what is the current scenario in India, how much it is affecting on our economy or on our health or on our DCS, that we will discuss today. In this session, we will discuss regarding the definition of poverty, international and Indian scenario of poverty, indicators of poverty, cutoff of poverty, poverty and health, and poverty elevations. Definitions. Poverty is a general scarcity or dearity or the state of one who lacks a certain amount of material possessions or money. Poverty is nothing but the when we are not having sufficient money to run your home or to maintain yourself, to maintain your health, to eat something. So that is nothing but the poverty. So when in India, almost 25% people are living below poverty line. United Nations. Fundamentally, poverty is the inability of getting choice of opportunities, a violation of human dignity. It means lack of basic capacity to participate effectively in society. It means not having enough to feed and clothe a family. Try to understand. Not having enough to clothe, to feed and to run the family, and whatever the daily requirements are there for your standard of living, for your normal living. So you are not able to gather all the requirements, and not having a school, it is a basic facility, means you are not having the facility of school or clinic to go, not having the land on which to grow one, foods, jobs to earn one, a living or living access to credits. It means insecurity, powerless and exclusive of individuals, households and communities. Means in your social life also, you may not have sufficient opportunity to represent yourself or to withstand in the society. It means susceptibility of violence, and it often implies living in marginal or fragile environments without access to clean water and sanitations. Due to that, we also not able to get clean water for drinking, which ultimately affects on our health, and sanitations, due to which lots of communicable DCS, you are more prone to get that DCS. World Bank. Poverty is pronounced deprivation of well-being and comprises by many dimensions. World Bank again states that it includes low income and the inability to acquire the basic goods, means we are not able to maintain our basic goods and services necessary for survival and dignity. Poverty also encompasses low levels of health and education, means we are not able to take a proper educations, basic educations, by which we can run our home or by which we can earn in such a way that we can run our family. Poor access to clean waters and sanitations, we are not able to get the sufficient water to maintain our health, to maintain our home, means for drinking, for washing, for clothing, for preparing foods and to maintain your home. So that all the facility, also sanitations to maintain the cleanliness nearby your area. Inadequate physical security, means there should be a security in your society, there should not be threat of the theft. Lack of voice, and means there should not be too much crowd nearby in your area, so lack of voice should be there. and insufficient capacity and opportunity for better one's lives. Means your life should be so much calm and quiet that you should not be any trouble in your mind. You should be satisfied with your life. So in this scenario, in the poverty, so no any points you will find there to which the people will think that I will survive sufficiently with all these capacities. Now this is the life cycle of poverty. So it will start from here: depletion and unskilled workforce. So due to the unskilled workforce and due to the lack of education, lack of training, lack of money, and the lack of the facilities, the person will become unemployment, and that unemployment may leads into the low family income. Though all the family members are working in their home, still they are having low family income, and due to which less access of food, safe water, healthcare, and school, and due to which their children are able to get the sufficient education, sufficient food, water, and all the basic facilities like clothes, their home, their other communities which they require to maintain their health, not getting their sufficient food or medicines, all the facilities which they require for their regular life, due to which hunger should be there. There should be the struggle for getting the food or to maintain their whole family. If they are getting less food, only few people will take that, others will go for starvation. Poor sanitation will be there. If they are not having sufficient money for food, how can they maintain the sanitation? And due to that, they will also not able to take the proper education, because the people, the their children start to beg from the age of 3 to 5 years. From 5 years they will start to do begging, and due to which, and after the 10 to 12 years they will start to do their jobs, small sort of jobs, for daily wages jobs they will do. The small children are doing the jobs on the various shops of tea, the shops of the stores, cloth stores, hotels. Here you will find these kids are doing the jobs there, due to which they will lack with their educations. They can't able to afford to do education, because if they are doing jobs, how can they get education? So due to which the few work opportunities, due to the lack of education, lack of training, there will be the few work opportunities for their jobs, and due to which the DCS will be there. And also due to the money, due to lack of money, they won't able to spend money on the DCS, and due to which the DCS will be worsen, or it will communicable, and it will be life threatening, and due to which malnutrition will be developed. And due to the DCS, if they don't have sufficient money to cure themselves, they can die also. They have to sacrifice their life due to lack of money, and it was already happened in some people. Due to lack of money, they won't able to do their surgery, they won't able to do their operations, they won't able to get the medication for the typical treatment of their health. So these things may happen. International and Indian scenario: the global poverty rate is 14.5%. Country with highest poverty rate is Haiti. This is the country which you will find in Africa. It is 77%. It is too much less. India ranked 43 internationally on poverty rate scale. It is 23%. Means lowest is the global rate is 14.5 and India is below that. It is 23%. But based on the national poverty line, the rate is 21.9%. In the rural area, it is 25%. Means it is more in the rural areas, and in the urban area it is 13%. And if you see, as compared with all the states, Chhattisgarh state is the most poorest state in the India. It is having 39.9% of the poverty rate. The source is World Bank report 2014. Now here, this is the poverty decline, as you can see. Here, this is the 25.7% in rural areas, and this is the highest red, after orange, yellow, blue and white. So this is the rich place, and these are the poor: Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, after that Madhya Pradesh, UP, and these are the medium. And as compared with this rural area, the urban area, so these are the white colored area which are the rich states. For example, this Punjab, Jammu Kashmir and Maharashtra, Andhra, this Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and here Tripura and Meghalaya, like this. So due to which their job opportunity also will be less. So that's why these peoples are running toward the Maharashtra and Gujarat. As I have discussed in yesterday's lecture, in urbanization, so these peoples who are having less jobs in Chhattisgarh, the Jharkhand, Bihar, these area, these peoples are having more poverty, due to which they are not getting the sufficient opportunities for recruitment. Even their governments are not taking any efforts to increase the recruitment rates, and due to which they have to come towards the other states for getting their jobs. Indication of poverty: the poverty rates, poverty gap, poverty security index, human poverty index, human development index, and the multidimensional poverty index. Now we will discuss one by one. Poverty rate: number of people in community who falls below poverty line. So as we know, BPL is there, below poverty line. The card has been issued by our government, the yellow card, and for them lots of schemes has been launched. One of the most popular measure of income poverty, but it does not provide the intensity of poverty. Intensity we cannot means how many numbers of people are living in below poverty line, and how many peoples are in group, means which area we are having more intensity, more locality of these poor peoples are available. That we have to find out, we have to search. Poverty gap: the poverty gap is a measure of intensity of poverty. So by which we can identify their intensity. It is a proportionate income shortfall below the poverty line for the poor in terms of the money. Means how many people are not able to get sufficient money, or what is their daily wages. So according to that we can identify their intensity. At present for India it is 4.8%. For example, how many people are able to get how many money for daily basis. Means suppose if any person is working in any shop, and if he is getting suppose 2000 rupees per month, means how many people are working in shop. So that intensity we can find out. Or some people are working into the coal mine, so how many money they are getting. Suppose they are getting 3000 rupees per month if they will work 24 hours. So how many workers are doing, and in which area they are living, so that you can find out. Poverty gap ignores the effect of inequality between poor. So it does not capture differences in the severity of poverty among the poor. For example, the poverty gap of both cases in say, even though the first case has been one household with rupees 300 per month income experiencing a more severe state of poverty. Poverty severity index: it is defined as the average of square relative poverty gap of the poor. It takes inequality among the poor into accounts. Human poverty index P1: probability at birth is not surviving at age 40. Means how many people are surviving up to the age of 40, or they are dying before that. Next is adult literacy rate, means how many people from the below poverty line they are having the literacy. Means how many people are literate. If they are not literate, so what they are doing right now, and how much they are earning, and by which way they are earning that the money which they want to run their home. Unwed P3 is unwed wage of population without sustainable access to an approved water source, and children under the weight for age. So this is also very important thing. how many families are not getting sufficient water source, sufficient food, and due to which what is their weight of children? Due to insufficient food and water, these children may suffer from the malnutrition, and due to which they may have the various diseases like marasmus, kwashiorkor, or the various vitamin deficiency diseases can be developed. Not used now, it is being replaced by the MPI. So due to which the various diseases can be developed due to the poverty, because they are not getting sufficient food to eat. Human index development, human development index, the following three indices are used. Life expectancy index, LE is equal to 20 by 85 minus 20. So this life expectancy index also going to be declined in case of poverty. Means these peoples are not able to live their life above 50. Even some are not attaining up to the age of 40. I saw there are certain people who lost their life below 40 also, due to not having jobs, unemployment, due to not having food, due to the liquor they are taking, due to the depression has been developed. So all these factors are there. Education index, the education index also going to be declined due to this poverty. So MYSY plus EYSY, it is a mean years of school index, means how many people are go for the schools, and expected years of schooling index, it is ESI by 18. Income index, how many income they are getting. So EN GP IPC minus IN 100 divided by IN 1000 minus IN of 100. So in this fashion, by these various factors, we can identify their income index, how much income they are getting, how much their life expectancy, and the education. These are the three factors on which poverty can be decided. Global HDI, it is 0.7. Lowest HDI is the Nigeria is the country which is having the lowest HDI. It is 0.337. It is very low human development index. Means how the human is going to be developed. So for that, what is the rank that we are discussing here? So human development index of India is 0.5. It is also not that much good as compared with this Nigeria, and it is HDI rank is 135, and rank all over the world is 135. It is too much low. Multidimensional poverty index, developed in 2010 by Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative and the United States Development Programs, use different factors to determine poverty beyond income-based list. It replaced the previous human poverty index, generally used for the developing countries. Now India is a developing country. That's why in the developing countries we are having lots of problem of poverty, and due to this poverty, lots of disease, lots of health problems has been arise, and the peoples are not giving attention toward their health due to lack of money, due to poverty. Now here multidimensional poverty index. Now here health. For health, indicators are child mortality and the nutrition. That's why government have run various programs for child mortality, so that child should not die after their birth, or whatever the mortality rates are there, they has to be declined. And also nutrition, for getting a proper food, or the basic food from your childhood, the governments are giving, or they are investing lots of crores of monies for giving this sufficient food to the kids of poor peoples. Education, so government also have initiated the rules that up to the age of 14 all kids must give their basic education up to the 8th standards. So the children enroll, and we have to enroll the children. So through the schemes, by force or by compelling them, or by giving them the information that if you will get this, if you will enroll into the school, you will get food, or you will get this amount of things so by which they will attracted towards your proposal, and they will come to the school for getting education as well as for getting the foods. That's why in lots of schools the teachers are providing them the meal, the day meal for their health, and due to which lots of poor peoples, lots of poor students, they're getting the meal for their education. Means that they're getting education as well as they're getting the meals, living standards. So the cooking fuel, so what fuel they are using? Either they are using the fuel like gas, or they are using the rockel, or they are using the woods toilet facility, whether they are having sufficient toilet facility or not, because these things are also related with our health. Cooking fuel means if they are using the smoke producing fuel, it will produce the diseases like asthma or tuberculosis or emphysema. Various respiratory diseases can be induced. Toilet, if they are not having toilet, so lots of waterborne diseases or the disease which can spread through the sewages or the toilets which can be spread or contaminated through the water, so this disease can be spread, or the disease from the fly like cholera or like typhoid, it can be spread. Water, sufficient water they are getting or not? If they are not getting sufficient water, what is the source of their water? If it is the from the sources from which infection is possible, so due to which the waterborne disease can be developed. Next, electricity, whether they are getting sufficient electricity or not, that also we have to inquire. Next, floors, so how their floor is there, whether they are having good floor or not, whether they are able to sleep on the floor or not. And assets, how many assets they have, whether they are having their shelter or not, whether they are having their vehicles, whether they are having the farm to do the fielding. So like that we should assess, we should check their all the assets. Multidimensional poverty index, so MPI is calculated as follows: MPI is equal to H multiplied by A, whereas H is percentage of people who are MPI poor, means incidence of poverty, and A is average intensity of MPI poverty across the poor percentage. Now, for example, India has MPI is 0.32, and country with worst MPI is Nigeria is 0.692. Cutoff BPL in India. So international poverty line according to the US is 1.25. Telukar Commission report has been developed in 2010, and in which he have mentioned certain points by which we can decline our poverty. Also Rangarajan also have developed some programs by which we can cut off our poverty, means we can decrease the percentage of poor peoples in India. Now on the basis of household consumer expenditure, it is the sum total of monetary values of all the items, for example goods and services consumed by the household on domestic account during the reference period. For example, food, health, education and clothing. These are the basic things that at least we must get. Now household consumer expenditure. Now in that, consumption of food, pan, tobacco and intoxicants during last 30 years. If you will see, these are the things on which the peoples who are below poverty line, they are doing lots of expenses on pan, on tobacco and intoxicants. For example, on the alcohol beverages, they are also expending money on the tobaccos and the pan, which is and lighting and other purposes excluding convenience during the past 30 days. Means also we can check out how much consumption they are doing on fuel cooking and what consumption they are doing, and what is the lighting facility they are using there, whether they are using electricity, they are using bulb, tube light, or what sort of lighting facility they are using, and other purposes excluding the convenience during past 30 days. Consumptions of clothing, bedding, etc. during the past 365 days, and consumption of footwear during last 365 days. Also expenditure on the education, medical, institutional goods and the services. Next expenditure that we can check, consumption of clothing, bedding, etc. during last year. Consumption of footwear during last year. Expenditure on education and medical, means how much expenditure we are using for education and medical, and goods and services. Expenditure on miscellaneous goods and services during medical, rents and taxes during last 30 days. Expenditure for purchases and construction including repair and maintenance of durable goods for domestic use during last 365 days. So in this fashion it is a check mark by which we can check out that what is the current scenario of their families. Now the two committees, they have developed the various criteria for decline of the poverty line and how they are worked, that we can discuss here. In that, income per capita per day. So here in rural it is 27 and in urban it is 33. By the Rangarajan committee it becomes 32 and 47. So these peoples have done the survey of the poverty in India, and according to them this is the figures according to them. So in that, per capita income of per month, it is in rural it is 816 and in urban it is thousands, and whereas in case of by Rangarajan committee it is 972 in case of rural and 1047 in case of the urban. Now per family of 5 per month income, in case of by the Tendulkar committee it is 4000 and 5000 in case of rural and urban, and by Rangarajan committee it is 4800 and 7000 in rural as well as in urban. By Tendulkar committee BPL in crores is 27 crores, means all over the India we are having 27 crores people who are living below poverty line, and according to the Rangarajan committee it is the figure is 37 crores. Now these are the reports which has been generated by this Tendulkar formula. So according to that, the rural and urban, and these are the figures which has been developed, how the poverty has been increased day by day. So how the numbers has been increased, that we can discuss here. So in 2004 to 11, so this is the for 2004 and this is for 2011, and what are their numbers, that we can discuss here. How the peoples, they are increased in their numbers. This is the final figure, it is 37.2 and here it is 21.9, means how the poverty has been declined from the 2004 to the 2011, that we can discuss here. Now poverty versus hunger or starvation and malnutrition. Poverty versus DCS. There are various diseases which can occur due to this poverty. For example, malaria or tuberculosis, like that. They are the communicable diseases which are easily can develop due to this poverty. Poverty versus access of basic health services. So due to the poverty, even we are not able to maintain ourselves, but also we are not able to get a basic facility which we should have. Poverty versus water and sanitations. So we are not able to get the proper water facility as well as sanitation due to the poverty. Poverty versus education. So poverty is the basic hurdle for getting educations. That's why the lots of people from the poor families not able to get a proper education. Even they are not able to get the basic education up to the age of 14. Though the government is going to be initiate the program for getting education for all below 14 years, still some people, some students or some the kids who are living in the poor families, they are not able to get their proper education. Now here, these are the various conclusions which we are able to do. So these are the lines for the various countries. For example, this is blue lines for this. From according to the various research has been done all over the world, and according to these figures of poverty, means how much poverty incidence, means how many poor peoples are available, so that we can identify here. So this is the line for the European and Central Asia peoples, it is very less, and this is the highest line which is for the sub-Saharan African countries. So it is the highest one, and just below that this is the Asia. Now, and this is the one East Asia Pacific. So at early time it was at the top position. After that you can see, means how much work they are done for their poverty. Now it has been declined, it has been below up to the number 4, and this is the transient developing world, this one. So in this fashion, the European countries are at the top level, means they don't have any poor people, or the number of poverty is very less, it is just negligible, and in the African countries it is highest. Now number of undernourished and prevalence of undernourishment, means how many undernourished children are there, that study has been done, and according to the years how the condition is there, that you can see here. So in year 2012, so in case of Asia it is 12%, in case of Latin America it is 6%, and in case of developed regions like European countries it is less than 5%, it is very less, and highest is in the sub-Saharan African country, it is 23%. Now again here you can see this white color means there is no availability of poor people like Australia, or in some part of US, in Russian parts, in case of Dubai and in Brazil. So here you won't find any sort of poor peoples, and according to the color that you can understand how many poor peoples are there. Now if you will see the Indian graph, so here the poverty easily can identify. So here there are less poor peoples here in Andhra, in Punjab, Chhattisgarh, in Punjab and Chandigarh, sorry, and in case of the Chhattisgarh area, Chhattisgarh, MP, Odisha, and your UP, Bihar, and here some parts of Northeast. So we are having high percentage of poor peoples or poverty is there. Again, which states the worst malnutrition figures, means due to the poverty it affects on the malnutrition, and how we can discuss that with the various states that we can discuss here. So in Bihar, so it is blue color, it means is percentage is below 3 SD and percentage below 2 SD. means severe malnutrition. So it is in Bihar, it is 24 and 55, and in Meghalaya it is 27 and 48. And if you will see the all India, it is 15.8, and below 2 HD it is 42.2. So in this fashion, the mild malnutrition and the severe malnutrition we can discuss here. So it is too much malnutrition is there, and this is the severe malnutrition. So Bihar is the highest, it is rank 1 for highest malnutrition. Now here I come to the TB incidence, because TB is directly related with the poverty. So in the Western Pacific countries it is 19%, in South Asian it is 39%, and in African it is 27%. So in Asian countries the TB containing patients are maximum, it is 39%, and it is very less in the European, America and the other countries. Trend in the maternal mortality ratio. So how it affects on our maternal mortality ratio? So here in early, in the historic path it is 437, after that it has been declined up to the 109 in 2015. So slowly we are decline the maternity mortality, means during the maternity how many mortality has been occurred to the mothers, that we are checking here. So the number has been declined by day it has been declined. Earlier lots of mortality has been occurred during the labor. Maternal mortality rate, again if you will see according to the various states, in some states it's too much high. For example here in Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand it is 28.7, and in case of the Kerala it is very less, 3.3. in case of Maharashtra also it is also very less, it is 5.2. So the rate is varies from one state to the another state. Also it is high in case of the Assam and sub area, it is 23, and all over the India it is 12.4. Now life expectancy means how much life we are expecting. So it can be checked very easily. So in case of the Africa it is very less, here you can see, and it is highest in case of the North America. This North America line is very highest. After that it is Europe and Ocean countries. Poverty elevation. The poverty elevation can occur through the income assistance. So we should provide the income to those who are having below poverty level. Food assistance, we should give them free food so that they can maintain their health. Social security assistance, we should provide them social security. We should take them into the normal flow of the life. Housing assistance, we must provide them the shelters for free of cost so that they can maintain themselves and they should have the security. Sanitation assistance, we must provide them the good sanitation so that they should be free from the various diseases, they should be free from the various microorganisms, various communicable diseases. And universal health care, they must get the standard into their life, and they also get some self confidence among themselves. And last and not the least, it is education. So each and every person in all over the India, they must get their basic educations. Not even basic education, they must get the professional educations so that they can get their jobs or they can stand on their legs. They should not beg for the food, or they should not beg for the money for others, from others. They should not depend on the others. They should able to get the employment, they should get the wages by their own. They should be able to earn their money by their own, by their self skill, by their training, by their experience, by their education, by their calibers. So they should develop their careers calibers by having these educations. Income assistance. So there are various schemes which has been launched by our government, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, Manrega. So through this, lots of poor people are getting jobs, they are getting the sufficient employment chances to get the money and to get the jobs. National Livelihood Mission, this is the mission who are providing the basic facilities for the below poverty line peoples to maintain themselves. And these are the schemes for the urban. It is Swarna Jayanti Shahri Rozgar Yojana, through which the people in the urban area, they are provided by the jobs, they are provided by the earnings. So by providing them recruitments, we can let them stand on their legs, so that they can maintain their life, they can maintain their health, they can maintain their family in good way. Food assistance, food security bill, so targeted by PDS. So by the government, they have launched that how much food we should give to these poor peoples. So by the various schemes like the target PDS schemes, through which 5 kg foods grains capita months and rupees 3 per kg, means at the very lowest price we are providing them food, means rice at 3 rupees per kg and 2 rupees per kg wheat and 1 rupees per kg millet. And by the Antyodaya Anna Yojana, we are giving 35 kg of food grains household per month at rupees 3 per kg of rice and 2 per kg of wheat. So by which very cheap rate we are providing the food to the poor people, so that nobody should have starvation, nobody should sleep without food, all people should get the foods. Annapurna scheme for the aged, free 10 kg food grains per month. So this much schemes the government is running, and the people who are below poverty line, they are taking benefits from this. Not only they are getting benefits, but also the people who are able to maintain them, still they are also try to get benefits through these schemes. Social security assistance, health insurance. So Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana is there, it has been launched. It is rupees 3,000 per family at rupees 3 registrations. And universal social security proposed in budget 2015, it is for 2 lakh rupees coverage. And Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension scheme is there, which is rupees 500 per month. And Jan Dhan Yojana is also there. So lots of schemes and lots of yojanas has been launched for these poor peoples and for the below poverty lines, so that these people can come up, they should lift themselves, they should come into the normal flow of line, so that they should maintain their health and their family in good manner. House sanitations, Indira Awas Yojana is there, it is almost for 45,000 assistance has been given by the government, and total sanitation campaign is rupees 3,200 rupees for development of their toilets. But still people are not, some people are using, some are not using. So it is good thing to maintain your health in normal condition. So poverty is not just absence of income, poverty is presence of helplessness, powerlessness and voicelessness. Leave no one behind, think, decide and act. Let's fight poverty. So we should fight against poverty. Don't fight against the poor peoples, fight against their poverty. So give them shelter, give them help, give them a ray of hope, so that their life will be delight and they will come into the normal flow. So please do something for the sociality, social behaviors, so that these peoples will grow themselves and they will do something for our country also. If you born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it's your mistake. It has been said by Bill Gates. So on this note, I will stop here. I hope you understood my concepts. So help poor peoples and don't die poor. Thanks a lot.